Get down, sit down, get in the ambulance, quick. Get. Get her inside, quickly.
Come on. No,
do as you're told. Get in there. Meg? Now, will she be all right? Meg? Oh, my God.
Yeah, this is just Fletcher's idea of getting back at us for having a go at him.
Yeah, not enough he makes us work an extra hour. He has to lock us up 4 hours earlier, right? You know the thing I had about this one? She never lets you get a word in edgewise. Hey, shut up. What's that? Hey, Ben, you hear that?
Something must have happened.
Hey, did you hear the shooting?
What shooting?
I was in the nursery. Could hear it real good in there. 2 shots sounded like someone was shooting at us.
Hey, what gives, Mrs. McGuire?
You'll find out soon enough.
Yeah,
now
but
move into your cells, quickly.
Somebody trying to escape?
Was anyone hurt?
An officer, but that's all I can tell you.
Well, why doesn't someone tell us what's going on by crying out loud? I've got to get to the dispensary.
Of course, I didn't see anyone. I was too busy worrying about my daughter.
Well, she's lost a lot of blood, Mrs. Davidson, but apart from that, they wouldn't tell me anything.
Look, you fellas knew they were out to kill her before she testified. I mean, your Inspector Grace was the one that warned us about it in the first place. Now, what are you waiting for?
We need proof, sir.
Proof? My God. Look, you've got a statement from Tracey and from the animal, the condor, and now this. Now, what are you... How is she? Can I see her?
The doctor's giving her a sedative. She'll be returned to her cell and she'll be all right, Mr. Morris.
Thanks.
Perhaps you can show us where it happened, Mr. Morris. Well, you might remember something that can help.
Yeah.
Come on, come on.
Hello? Yes, Mr. Fletcher?
I've been trying to reach you, Miss Bennett. I need you back at work.
You worried about doing the double shift for me? Well, that's too bad. Because I've just come back from the doctor, and he says I'm sick.
There's been an emergency, Miss Bennett. If you could get back here, it'd be a great help.
I'm sorry. The doctor gave me something to take. It's to relax me. Is it something you can't handle, Mr. Fletcher? Meg? How is she? Where is she? I see.
She reported in sick this morning, but I didn't realize it was that serious.
For Vera to take a sickie, it's got to be serious.
Oh, they 5-1 it was old Bennett.
If only it was. No, I didn't see her all afternoon. She probably wasn't even on duty.
Might have been Fletch.
Serves him right, too. Stopping all our exercise.
But just as well he did.
Well, who'd want to shoot a screw anyway? Oh, yeah.
Anyone seen Tracey? Last I heard, she had a visit from her old man. Why? Well, maybe they weren't after a screw. We know someone's out to get Tracey, right?
That's right, B. Kathleen was asked to bump her off. She couldn't do it.
Maybe they got one of them contract blokes in. Oh, crikey.
Poor little mite. No wonder nobody's saying nothing. She must have got it too. Shh.
Come on. Hey, what's going on out there? Yeah, how long do we have to stay in here? Where's Tracey Morris?
Quiet.
Oh, what are you covering up? Come on, we want to know what happened to Tracey.
Mrs. Jackson was shot. Are you satisfied? It was meant for me, but they missed.
Oh, no.
It's Jay.
How bad is it?
Who's going to try next? One of you?
Come on, Morris.
How much do they have to pay you? I know you're going to kill me, so why don't you just do it and get it over with? Murderers! Murderers!
She's scared stiff.
Well, I don't blame her. She's in here because she's meant to be in protective custody. That's why she's not out on bail. All we've shown her is that she can't feel safe anywhere.
She's starting to think the other women might kill her.
Well, they've accepted her, haven't they?
Well, as far as I can tell. It's probably just a reaction. We could always transfer her to Barnhurst.
If someone's going to kill her, a transfer's not going to help. In fact, it could help them. Come in.
I've just been talking to Inspector Grace. They haven't caught the gunman yet, but ballistics say that he used a high-powered sporting rifle. Meg was very lucky.
Lucky? In what way?
Well, if the bullet hadn't passed right through her, then it could have been fatal. As it is, she's only going to need minor surgery.
Well, that's a relief. Until Tracey Morris goes to court, I want all visitors, staff, and incoming prisoners searched thoroughly. I also want a guard on duty in the grounds at all times.
Do we keep the women in their cells?
No, I don't think that will be necessary.
They're asking a lot of questions.
Then I shall talk to them. I don't want rumors causing a panic.
Mrs. Jackson has been admitted to surgery and is resting comfortably. For the time being, the grounds will be off limits to any prisoner. That is merely a precaution.
Do you think they'll have another go at Tracey, Mrs. Davidson?
You seem just as informed as we are, Smith. That is all. You may now go to the recreation room.
It's getting so it's not even safe to be on the inside anymore.
Protect the prisoners from the crim.
Don't make me go with them. Please, I want to stay here.
No one is going to hurt you, Tracey.
They'll kill me.
The police will catch whoever is responsible.
I mean in here. You've got to stop them. Ask her. Ask her why Kathleen's hands got burnt.
Tracey!
Shut up, Smith.
Kathleen was told to kill me, but she couldn't do it. And then she was worried that if she didn't do it, they said that they'd kill her. That's why Bea put the press out on her hands to give an excuse for not killing me.
Oh, come on, Mrs. Davidson. Would I do a thing like that? It was an accident.
Yes,
they had nothing to do with it.
Take Leach to my office, please, Mr. Fletcher.
Come on, you lot, get moving.
Well, the girl's obviously in shock. She doesn't know what she's saying. Little fool. I do her a favour, and that's the thanks I get.
It's her word against ours, and Kathleen won't talk.
Yeah, after all we done for her, and now she goes and lags on us.
Well, anyone would think that it was one of us out to get her.
Yeah, well, she can sit in her cell and rot for all I care. I am sick to death of molly-coddling kids who turn on you first chance they get.
Oh, come on, Bea. The girl's just been shot at. She also knows that there's going to be some heavy waiting for her on her way to court. Now, I don't think any of us could take that with a grain of salt.
At least we'd know who our friends were.
Really? And some of us didn't exactly offer her the hand of friendship when she arrived, did we?
And some of us made up for that, didn't we?
Look, all I know is that if that girl is cooped up in her cell for much longer, she's going to go bananas.
Yeah, well, that can't be helped.
Well, we could at least try and prove to her that we're not going to hurt her.
Yeah, we're getting along real good. I reckon she'd have to be off her rocker to think one of us would want to bump her off. I'll have 3.
Oh, of course she is. I mean, Bea's only murdered 2 people. And Lizzie's going to court soon for killing Kay White. Can't think why Tracey'd be afraid myself.
Come on now, this is serious. Don't you understand that if we push her any further, she's liable to go right over the edge because she's terrified of us?
Oh, as if one of us would kill her for money. Or because some scum of a dope pusher's putting a hard word on us.
Kathleen almost did.
Almost isn't the same as doing it, is it? It takes a special kind of person to do that.
Yes, and that's what we've got to prove to her.
Well, if you come up with anything, let me know. Now, how many cards do you want?
Vera. I'm sorry, Meg. I didn't mean to wake you.
Oh, it's just dozing.
I bought you some flowers.
They're lovely, thank you. Tracey and Mr. Morris all right?
Well, as far as I know. But it makes you think, doesn't it? I mean, whether our job's worth it. First of all, I'm attacked on the way home, and now you. Well, I think those people won't stop at anything until they get that little criminal. Look, I'm sorry, Meg. Is there much pain?
I thought you were sick. Shouldn't you be home in bed?
I just didn't want to be at work.
It's not like you.
Well, I made a fool of myself. I couldn't bear the thought of Jim knowing, laughing at me. Hasn't he told you all about it?
Jim, no.
Well, I met someone last night. He came back to my place. He'll never see me again, not that I want him to. But he was much younger, and I don't know why even... What's wrong with me?
You shouldn't be so hard on yourself, Vera. You're only human.
Am I?
Mr. Morris.
The sister said I could stay for 5 minutes, which doesn't seem very long to thank you for saving Tracey's life.
You know Vera Bennett?
Oh, yeah. How are you?
I'll have to be going now. Take care.
Thanks for coming.
Well, how are you feeling?
I'm told I'm going to live, which I'm rather happy about.
I'll never be able to thank you enough for what you did, Mick.
Please, you're making me feel like a martyr.
Look, this may not be the right moment, but the last time I asked you to dinner, you said you had double shift or something. Now, when you get out of hospital, I'm not going to take no for an answer, right?
I'd like that.
Good.
Like that.
Oh, look, don't start that again.
You're starting to look like a shriveled up old prune. No man had looked twice at you.
Well, whose fault's that? I've been looking after you for 12 years. When have I had a chance to even meet a man?
No, that's right. Blame me. Well, just look at where you work. A prison. Why can't you get yourself a decent job? You're getting old and hard before your years, Vera.
Oh, look, lay off, Mum. Just lay off.
Talking about when you were a child. Oh, she was strict, all right. Wouldn't let you have any pets, wouldn't let you study painting, which you loved. But it goes deeper than that, Vera. She never said a nice word to you. It was always how plain you were, clumsy, how badly you were doing at school.
Move on, Judy. You're shuffling the flaming spots off.
Sorry, I was just thinking, that's all. I think Phyllis may have a point. You know, if I were Tracey, I wouldn't trust any of us either.
Oh, for all rubbing out and bumping off, contact B. Smith. Queer the hick women. Husbands, 50% off.
What about me?
Quick draw, McDowell.
What about Lizzie? She could hire herself out, except she doesn't know if she bumped anyone off or not.
What?
Well, you always reckoned you killed how many blokes? 4.
Well, I didn't, and it was proved.
But you thought you did, which means you really think you could murder someone.
Well, so could anybody if they were pushed. So why don't you quit pushing?
Which one of you rotten cows lagged?
None of us said moo.
Oh, very funny. I've only got a couple of days to go. What are you trying to do?
What did you tell Davo?
Nothing.
Then sit down and shut up. None of us dobbed you in.
Well, who did? Oh, I get it, Tracey, and you just let her.
Short of gagging her, there was nothing I could do.
Oh, I bet. All you care about is saving your own neck.
You know, you and Tracey make a damn good pair, always running to me for help and then blaming me for your own stupidity.
Oh, you think you know it all, don't you?
Yeah, she may have a point. What makes you so sure?
I've been inside 10 years. You soon learn to know what makes them tick. By what they do and what they say. Are you satisfied?
But how can you be so sure you know why they say and do things?
Are you trying to tell me I don't know Doreen and Lizzie backwards and inside out?
No. I'm just trying to find out what they know about you.
All they need to know.
But you're top dog, aren't you? I mean, you can't let them find out too much because they might find a weakness.
What is this? True confessions or something?
No, I'm just trying to let you know how Tracey would feel.
That's her problem.
Okay. Let's try a little experiment.
Oh, play by yourself.
Jock Stewart.
I don't want to talk about him.
No, I'm talking about me, honey. Do you know that I could have killed him if I had the chance?
Well, you're not telling us anything new.
No, but it means that I am capable of cold-blooded murder.
Oh, killing Jock Stewart would have been justifiable homicide.
Yeah.
You're no more a cold-blooded killer than I am.
Oh, maybe I am. I just didn't get the chance, that's all. And how do you know that you're not? Yours was premeditated.
I didn't plan to kill my old man's lover. Just hit her hard enough to make her leave him alone.
And what about your husband?
He deserved it. If it wasn't for him, Debbie would still be alive.
Would you do it again?
Yes, and that's common knowledge too.
And how did you feel when you killed him?
Wonderful. Look, if I was a cold-blooded killer, why didn't I bump Vera off when I had the chance?
You almost did, Pete.
But almost isn't the same as doing it, is it?
Yeah, pity.
And what about you when you came back in here after Frankie had been killed? You were after Karen Travers' hide, but you couldn't bring yourself to do it. Now, what's the difference?
Do you know something? Tracey should be here now hearing all of this.
Oh, you've got to be joking. You'd scare the living daylights out of her. I'm beginning to have doubts myself.
No, I'm serious. When I was on the outside, I went to one of these, group therapy things, self-help. It really was marvelous at getting people to understand each other.
It's funny farm stuff, isn't it?
No, it's not. I mean, all you do is you just sit around and you discuss things. You talk about what really is bothering you inside. It really helps. It would help Tracey to understand us.
Like Alcoholics Anonymous, you mean?
Do you more harm than good?
Or drug addict groups.
Well, something like that.
You've got to be out of your mind.
And what have you got to be frightened of, Bea?
Me? Doesn't worry me. I'll even give you the morning off. Phil, you could arrange for the press to pack up tomorrow morning, couldn't you?
Sure.
Well, I've got a gut feeling you are going to have your hands full. Tracey? Tracey, it's Bea. Are you all right?
Oh, come on, love. You'll go crazy if you stay in there. No one will come near you, I promise.
What are you doing here, Smith?
Just carrying out the governor's pleasure, Miss Bennett.
Well, seeing you're so interested in Morris, you can take her breakfast tray back to the kitchen. You can start in the laundry hunt.
Yes, Miss Bennett. Hope you're not missing the press too much, Bea.
No, it gives me a chance to see the more scenic spots. But you'll take care of it for me, won't you?
Hey, Tracey, if you want to get rid of your foot and mouth disease, get it sewn up.
Oh, get out. Don't worry about Leach, love. Her bark's worse than her bite.
Nobody asked your opinion, Smith. Now hurry up.
Have you seen Mrs. Jackson?
She's alive, no thanks to you.
Mrs. Davidson wants to see you in half an hour, Tracey.
Can I see my father?
You better to...
Ask Mrs. Davidson.
Yes, I know the press is out of order, but there's plenty of other work they could be doing. Besides, it shouldn't take too long to repair.
Until it is, I see no harm in allowing the women to spend their time doing something which could be quite constructive.
A group like that needs professional guidance.
At the moment, they feel it would be more of a hindrance than a help.
They don't like supervision because it interferes with their little schemes.
One of the things we try to encourage, Miss Bennett, is a sense of responsibility. Now, I feel that both Bryant and Smith are quite genuine in their concern for this girl, and I intend transferring her to Bryant's cell.
Well, no doubt that was Bryant's idea.
As a matter of fact, it was.
Well, you can't be serious, Mrs. Davidson. You know she has an ulterior motive.
Well, I tend to trust her. And if there are pressures, then Tracey can be moved. But at the moment, I feel too much isolation could be damaging. Come in.
Tracey Morris, Mrs. Davidson.
Good, show her in. Thank you, Miss Bennett. Tracey, you'll be pleased to hear that they've charged a man with a shooting.
Does that mean I can get out on bail? I can go home?
Unfortunately, no. Although they have very strong suspicions, there is not enough proof to charge the man responsible for hiring the gunman.
You think they'll try again, then?
There is a remote possibility. And whilst there is, you will have to remain in Wentworth under protective custody.
Well, of course, I want her home and away from there as soon as possible, but, well, if the police think she'll be safer in prison till after the trial, that's all I have to go on.
She'll be all right.
You know, you've made this whole nightmare a lot easier to cope with, Meg. I don't think Tracey would have made it without someone like you. For that matter, you make it a lot easier for me, too. You're not still going back there after what's happened, are you?
Of course.
But there must be safer, nicer jobs.
I like it.
It just doesn't seem to go with your character.
What do you mean?
Well, you seem to be everything that place isn't.
Jim.
Hey, Meg. Mr. Morris. You gave us quite a scare. How are you feeling?
Practically on solids.
Look, Meg, I don't really know quite what to say, except that I'm sorry. If I hadn't have been so caught up in my... Well, I'm responsible. You were supposed to be off duty.
It was my choice, Jim. Now, if it hadn't been me, it would have been somebody else. And they mightn't have been so lucky. No, it's nobody's fault.
Come on, girls. This is supposed to be serious.
Oh, you're the expert.
This feels stupid.
Okay. Let's do something to get it moving, hey? What about role-playing? For instance, you, Doreen. You pretend you're B, and I'll pretend I'm Tracey.
What's that going to prove?
Well, it's not going to prove anything. It's just less embarrassing to pretend you're someone else. Come on, you be B. Cut that out. Okay, you're B, I'm Tracey. I got a problem with you. I don't think you like me or you bug me or something. I want to get it off my chest. I want to clear the air. It's really important, though, that you speak the truth, that you say exactly what you're thinking and feeling, okay? Good. Now, here's the question. What would you do, B, if someone offered you $10,000 to kill me?
$10,000, you bet.
Knock it off. What do you think that B would say?
Course I wouldn't. I'm not a killer.
Oh, come on. You're only saying that 'cause B's here.
I'm not.
Oh, all right, I'll be Doreen. Now ask me why I think B wouldn't do it.
Okay, let's ask.
Because I can't think for myself, so I go along with anything that B says.
And why do you do that?
'Cause I'm scared of her. I reckon if I don't do what she says, she'll clobber me.
Oh, that's not true, is it, Dor?
No, Well, who am I supposed to be now? I'm really mixed up.
Just be anyone you want to be.
Well, it's not true, because B's the best friend I ever had.
Well, how do you feel about B?
I just told you.
You're not scared of her?
Well, sometimes, you know. But then that's when she gets mad at me for something I've done, and then I deserve it.
Uh-huh. And when you are in that situation where she's mad at you, what do you feel apart from being scared?
Well, I don't know.
You must feel something.
Well, I want to be a friend. I don't want her to wipe me.
But that's just it. You can't stand anyone not liking you. That's your trouble.
Well, stop picking on me. It's not fair.
Okay, that's it. I've seen enough. We're stopping this right now.
No. Look, it's all part of getting it out of your system. You know, if you feel angry, then, well, that's all part of it. You're supposed to say so.
Are you offended, B?
No, but I'm sick to death of changing everyone's nappies all the time.
Well, you don't have to. We're all grown up.
Oh.
I mean, who made B top dog anyway? I mean, we don't need anyone to boss us around, do we?
Oh, we've got to keep somebody out of strife.
Yeah, but she gets us into more strife than anyone. I mean, it could be anybody else, but why her?
I'll tell you
We've
why.
got to have B's got to be top dog. She's got nothing else.
Shut up, Lizzie.
We're the only family she's got.
I said shut up. Oh, I see. This whole thing's a big setup. 'Cause you want to be top dog. Well, let me tell you something, honey. No one, but no one is ever taking anything away from me ever again.
Hey, wait. Listen, you've got it all wrong. No one's trying to take over from you. Look, I chose you first because I thought you could take it. I mean, hell, you're the strongest person in that room.
Do you have any idea what you're stirring up in there? You could screw them all up completely.
No, getting angry is part of it because once you get angry and you know why you're angry, you're halfway there.
Don't you think some of those things are better off buried?
Look, it's a self-help group. You've got to let them say what they want. Now, come on.
Why didn't you stand up for me when she had a go at me, Lizzie?
Your best friend came to your rescue, didn't she?
Okay, come on, let's go.
Okay. Now, does anyone have anything that's bugging them? Something they want to talk about?
I'd like to ask Lizzie why she doesn't mind being accused of murder.
I wasn't accused. I confessed. God, everybody knows that. Linda saved my life. I owed her. Besides, I don't want to get out just yet.
But how could you want to stay in here?
I'll tell you why. Ellen and Josie, that's my daughter and my little granddaughter. I'm going to live with them when I get out. But they're overseas, so I want to stay here till they come back. Anyway, I don't know where to go.
But don't you care what they think of you?
Of course. I'll tell them the truth. They'll believe me.
You're a selfish old woman, Lizzie. When me and Kevin were still together, you were going to move in with us. But I've got no one to go out to now. But you don't care about me. All you care about is Ellen and Josie. And you're letting me go out on my own.
Oh, Lord, I never meant...
Well, you could be stuck in here for years, and I hope you do.
Oh, they won't do that.
You don't know that. You don't know anything, because all you ever think about is yourself.
Look who's talking. If we're not thinking about you and worrying about what's going to happen to you, you throw yourself into a bloody tantrum.
No, Lizzie's right. I mean, Doreen couldn't stand Tracey because she was getting too much attention. She was just jealous.
Oh, all right, everyone, belt up.
I haven't finished with her yet.
I said belt up,
Don't
Lizzie.
tell me to belt up. I'm sick of it. I've got my own mind, Bea, more than your best friend here.
Oh, please, will you two of you stop it?
I thought this is what you were after, Judy.
Well, well. Not going quite the way you wanted. I wouldn't be too surprised about that. You people don't know what it's like to have normal feelings. Now, the press has been fixed. So get back to work. Play school is over.
Can I see the governor, Miss Bennett?
What about?
My court case coming up in a couple of days and I need some advice.
Very well, Birdsworth. What are you waiting round for?
Do I have to move in with Judy Bryant?
Has she threatened you?
No, I just don't want to.
Then it doesn't matter what you want. When you're told to do something, you do it.
Lizzie, I thought I had explained it to you quite clearly. You'll be on trial for manslaughter.
I know what some of these judges are like, and I just want to make sure that's all I'm had up for and not get copped with murder.
Lizzie, are you quite sure you've told me all you know?
I want to make sure that I don't have to serve any more time than I have to. That's why I want you to get me a really good lawyer, Mrs. Davidson. With the kind of background you come from, I'm sure you've rubbed shoulders with the best of them. I've still got some money left from my compo, so I'm not asking for a handout.
All right. I'll see if Mr. Baldwin will handle the case.
Who's he?
His firm handled the Karen Travers appeal.
Oh, yeah. All right. Thanks, Mrs. Davidson.
Miss Bennett.
Wait outside, Birdsworth.
You know, I find it hard to believe that Lizzie would do something like that. Self-defense, perhaps, but manslaughter.
Well, I agree with the VJ. She must have caught White unawares. Besides, they're all capable of violence, judging by their behavior in that ridiculous discussion group.
I take it you don't think that was very successful, Miss Bennett.
They're not interested in helping themselves or anyone else. With or without professional help, they'll never change because they don't want to.
Hello.
I didn't see you at the tunnel last night.
No, I've been working.
Oh, good. I thought you were avoiding me. I'm only joking. Don't look so trapped.
I was going to call you.
Look, if you're worried about the other night, forget it. We both had a good time, didn't we?
Well, yes.
Well, that's what it's all about. We're not committed for the rest of our lives, you know. Those days are long gone.
Well, would you like a drink?
Look, I'd love to, but I've got to rush.
Ah.
Listen, If you're not doing anything tonight, there's a party on at my place. Could be fun.
Well, I'll see how I go.
Look, it's any time after 8 and bring your own.
Right, thanks.
Can you remember where I live?
Yes, I think so.
I'll see you around.
Who is it?
Yeah, it's me, Vera, Jim. Can I come in for a few minutes?
Yes.
I was out this way, so I thought I'd drop in, see how you're feeling.
Well, I'm fine, thank you.
Look, Vera, I don't like bringing my personal life to work any more than you do, so, well, I thought I'd apologize for my attitude over the last few days, try and get things back on an even footing.
Yes, of course.
What I said about your friend not ringing, it was none of my business, and if I upset you, well, it wasn't intentional.
Well, I have other things in my life, apart from worrying about a man ringing, especially since we'd only been out once. I'm not really as naive as you think.
Yes, well, I've said what I wanted to say. I suppose I'd better be going. I'll see myself out.
Jim, thank you for calling round.
Yeah. Must be real lonely being so selfish. Can't even offer a person a cup of coffee.
I bet when you were my age, you still made out you were useless, just so people would run round after you and say, poor old Lizzie.
Have you ever heard me complaining? I've been through more than a whole lot of you put together. You think you know who your friends are, and then you find out what they really think about you.
Do I have to put up with this all night?
It's our room, too.
Well, if you can't say something nice, why don't you dry up? You're both as bad as each other.
She's got a short memory, that's all I can say. After all I've done for her.
All you've done for me? I wouldn't have broken parole if it hadn't have been for you. It was your fault I landed back inside, and me and Kevin would still be together if it wasn't for you.
Are you throwing that back in my face? After all I went through to try and help you and get back in here, I nearly killed myself. And that's all the thanks I get.
It wasn't for me. It was because you were too bloody scared to be out there on your own.
Look who's talking about getting out there on their own.
Don't worry. When I get out, I won't be coming back. I won't even come back to visit you.
Oh, right. That is quite enough from both of you. Now, there might be an excuse for Lizzie because she's old, but you, Doreen, you're the flaming little idiot. When are you going to grow up?
Don't worry, Bea. You won't have to change my nappies anymore.
Well, good, because that's the way I'd like to keep it.
Then why do you always have to tell us what to do?
Because you couldn't blow your nose without me showing you how.
Yeah, but that's the way you wanted it, isn't it? You need us telling you how great you are. What makes you think you're any better than us anyhow? And the way you try and rule the roost, it ain't any wonder that your old man started playing around.
You bad little bitch! I'll break your neck.
I'm sorry, Bea. Don't hit me.
Bea, what's going on? Are you all right?
Kill themselves.
Answer me, goddammit!
Why don't you butt out?
Look, I know it was all my fault. I should have never started in the first place.
Well, it's a bit late for that, isn't it?
Oh, please listen to me.
Listen enough. Drop dead.
Excuse me.
Oh, you remember.
Hi.
Lovely to see you.
Great party.
Oh, thanks. Do you have a light?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do.
Thank you.
I've been dying for a cigarette for over an hour, but I couldn't bring myself to do battle with Saturday night fever again.
Yes, I know what you mean. I can cope with rock around the clock and maybe let's twist again, but disco, Jim Fletcher.
Sarah Forrest.
Hi.
Are you a friend of Poppy's?
Well, more of an acquaintance, really. You?
Oh, actually, I only just met her tonight. I was supposed to be meeting my partner here, but knowing Julian, he's found something more interesting to do. Typical.
Well, you're very understanding.
Pardon?
Well, most wives would be furious if they're...
Wives? Good Lord, no. No, when I say partner, I mean business partner. He's always saying I should get out more, so he sets me up to come to these wonderful parties, and then he doesn't bother to turn up. But this time, he's gone too far. I feel a little out of my depth by about 12 years.
Well, at least you've got an excuse. I wasn't even set up. Ever since my family have been killed, I sort of opted out of the land of the living.
It takes a long time to get over something like that.
Well, now that I've rejoined it, it comes as a bit of a shock to find that I've been getting older while the rest of the world seems to be getting younger.
I know. It's not easy meeting people after you've been with someone a long time. Especially unattached ones.
You're not married?
Divorced. So, what do you do to keep busy from 9 till 5?
I'm a building contractor.
Oh, we're practically neighbours.
How's that?
You put up the buildings, we bring them to life. We're interior decorators.
How long have you been partners?
Well, I've worked for him for a long time. Then the business got so big, that he took me on as his partner. It's been my salvation, in a way.
Salvation from what?
Nothing. Life in general, I suppose. I just meant I'm a workaholic.
Well, would you mind if I saw you again for lunch, dinner, both?
Why not?
Miss Bennett, can I be moved to another cell?
Me too, somewhere on my own.
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
But I don't want to stay with them any longer, Miss Bennett.
Well, who wants you to?
Be quiet. This isn't a motel. You'll both stay where you are.
Oh.
And what about you, Morris? Do you have any complaints? Would you like to be moved to the Royal Suite?
No, I'm all right, Miss Bennett.
Your clan doesn't seem too happy this morning, Smith.
Bea, we gotta do something. Now, what's gone wrong?
I'll tell you what's gone wrong. You've destroyed the only hope of sanity that some of the women in here have. Look, these groups might work on the outside, but you've forgotten something. Those people go to the meetings for what, 1 or 2 hours at a time? And then they go home to their families and their friends. Doreen's like a daughter to me, and I could have killed her last night.
But why? I heard what she said to you. Was it really that painful?
I still hate him for what he did.
You
and she knows
hate
it.
yourself. All this time you've been hating yourself because of what happened to Debbie.
I wasn't even around. He did it, not me. Hell, he was too busy picking up tarts to even see what was happening to her.
And where were you?
In here. How could I help her from in here?
When did she get onto drugs, Bea? When? I can guess. After you got inside, right? All this time you've been blaming him when deep down inside you really blame yourself.
I wouldn't even have been in here if it hadn't been for him.
That's no go. You've just directed all the hate that you feel for yourself towards him because it's been too goddamn painful to admit your own guilt.
I want to watch it.
How come you're standing up for her?
Because I'm the maternal type. Good enough?
Well, drop dead and turn it off.
Oh, who's going to make me? There's only you and your teddy bear.
I don't need anyone. I can look after myself.
You can bosh your way out of the nursery. Hey, Dor, tell us, why did you want to keep the baby? I mean, most women would get rid of it if they got raped. I call that real desperate.
All right, Leach. You've got two ways of getting out of here. One of them's walking and the other one is being carried.
Oh, look, I didn't mean it. It's just, well, the whole thing's getting on my nerves.
Oh, all right, you lot. Now, listen for me. Boy, I've seen you sink pretty low, but never this low. In the last couple of days, you've been forced to have a damn good look at yourselves, and none of us likes what we've seen. But there's something you've forgotten. Hell, if we were on the outside, we wouldn't know our own daughters and mothers as well as we know each other. We depend on each other because we have to. Otherwise, you've got screws like Vera tearing away the last shred of human decency we have, which is simple, bloody caring. We have got to get on. All right, we've all seen things the last couple of days we don't like. But you've overlooked the flaming good and decent things about us. Part of being close is knowing a person's weakness and still caring.
I must go and see if Dor's all right.
You feel like a game of poker?
I can't think of anything I'd like better. Dor. I love you, Dor. You know that.
Then why don't you want to come out with me?
I've got to go through with it, Dor. Be much harder for Linda than me, you know. Won't kill me to stay in here a bit longer, but it would have killed her. She saved me life.
Well, you're stupid, Lizzie. You'll ruin everything. Alan and Josie will dump you if they think you've killed someone. Or else they'll just get sick of waiting for you, like everyone else.
Hey, Doreen, if you see me on the outside, you've got my permission to give me a fat lip, okay?
Hurry up, Leach.
Good luck, Lizzie.
Yeah.
Can I see the governor, please, Miss Bennett?
Look, I haven't got the time. You'll have to wait. What's the matter with you, Birdsworth?
How long do you reckon I'll get, Miss Bennett?
I've no idea.
Oh, probably about 18 months or 2 years. And what with remissions and that. Do you reckon Ellen and Josie will wait for me?
Well, you know them better than anyone.
Well, I don't know what I'd do if I lost them. I'm not a bad woman, am I, Miss Bennett? When you get set in your ways, it's hard to change.
If people don't accept you for what you are, they're not worth bothering about. The Huntleys have accepted you so far, Lizzie. I don't see why they'd change now.
You know, Miss Bennett, you're not half as rotten as some people think.
I hope this is important, Doreen.
Well, there's something you ought to know about Lizzie, Mrs. Davidson. She never killed Kay White. It was Linda Jones. She's only taken the rap for it so she can stay in here longer.